It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, good morning. I got a short agenda, but now I will ask for the approval of the agenda.
Oh. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next is the approval of the minutes of July 13th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for July 13th.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is approval of claims for payment totaling $100,436.57.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims for payment for this week.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we have, a couple of weeks ago, we had some people come to the board and about a hog confinement.
May I ask a favor? I wasn't planning to be here, didn't know about it. I didn't have my hearing aids on. Can I sit up at the desk table?
You can sit
Sure.
right here if you want.
Thank you.
Anybody can.
Okay. You can. I can hear better. Thank you.
No problem.
That air conditioning unit probably doesn't help
Yeah.
either. We've had a lot of people concerns on this animal feeding operation they're proposing on X Avenue by Pine Lake. I've gotten numerous letters on it. I know the attorney has too, and we're just acknowledging that we are getting them, but we have contacted the DNR, but I think we want to put these in a packet and send it to the
Yes.
DNR. Is that what we want to do?
Yes.
So the DNR is aware of it. From the county side, this is a small animal feeding operation and it does not come across our board at all. It's too small. The DNR deals with all of this.
By one.
Actually, I
Yeah.
think,
Well,
I think the proposed is 13, but yeah, it's under by
yeah,
one.
it's under by one of what they propose,
It's a
so it doesn't come
2,400.
across our board.
Until it hits 2,500, it doesn't, we don't see it. It's just a small
By
animal.
one. He's got 2,499.
I thought it was 87 is what he had, but I
Not
could be
according
wrong.
to the paper. I take it.
I was thinking 97, so I don't.
No.
But anyway,
But-
it's, yeah, it is.
But it's under.
Right.
The point is, he hasn't put anything in there yet, so we don't know by how many as a fact. But it can be by one legally, and it doesn't come across our board, so.
What happens if he goes over the line?
The DNR would step in.
DNR should step in.
They will step in?
They should.
Okay. Are they going to be monitored?
As how they monitor them. There's different procedures they can do. I can't quote them all because I don't know.
That's the reason why we're sending this into the DNR, because if they get monitored, it has to be by the DNR, and it's their rules. So if they aren't aware that there's a concern, I can't promise what the DNR does. So
Sure.
your contacts with the DNR would probably be advised.
I have a question in relating to time. There was an article on March 22nd making Pine Lake a chain of 3, and the first paragraph talks about technicians with the DNR told a small group of affected local landowners Thursday. So the DNR knew about this proposed making Pine Lake a chain of 3 and the potentiality of improving siltation and making the quality of Pine Lake better for everything. And I was going to ask Daryl if he knew anything about who these people were that were with the DNR, and do they communicate with each other? And I think this is an important aspect to include in anything that we send to the DNR. And
Our plan is to send it to multiple departments.
Okay.
Uh,
Governor?
Multiple departments within the
Within the
DNR.
DNR.
Oh, okay.
The people that, we have the list of names of people that attended the 2 meetings regarding this.
Mhm.
And so I think we'd like to send the letter to that department along with the department that
Deals with hog
deals with
confinements.
the hog confinements, yes.
So if that article deals with improving Pine Lake,
Sure.
which, boy, this town's missing a bet, I'm telling you what, if we don't do something, it's prime. But we're still allowing a hog confinement to come in with the potential of dumping into Pine Lake, which is, you know it's gonna happen. And the excuse will be runoff. Too bad, so sad, that's the way it is. Because we have not been able to use Pine Lake now for the last 2 years, that I know of for sure.
Say that again, ma'am. You haven't what?
Well, if we're going to beautify Pine Lake
Oh.
and make it, you know, throw our name out there and say, listen, bring your family, come on, this is the place to be, which it can be, we have it all here for us. But then we're gonna allow a hog confinement to go on up there, and you know there's gonna be stuff into Pine Lake, you know it's gonna be. And it's gonna be blamed on runoff. Too sad, too bad, tough. So how are we going to balance the two then? Is that something this panel can take care of, or is this something that we have to go to DNR again with?
It is the DNR.
Yeah, it is DNR.
The only thing
Yeah.
this county will deal with is manure management plan, and we have to have it on hand. That doesn't mean we can do anything with it. All it is here, if you come in to ask, we have to have it.
So tell me what that manure thing is. To me, it's just a poop farm, I mean, you know.
Well, a manure management plan is how they're going to apply the manure, how many acres they need to, what type of applications they're going to need to do. It's in the plan. If you'd like to go get it, I do know it's up in the auditor's office. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you what their
Sure.
application rates are.
Sure. Now, is that the same gentleman that has bought the land, he owns it legally, and he's going to have a manure management farm come hell or high water? Is that the same type of thing that you're talking about then?
Explain what you meant without the cuss words, please.
Well, I mean, I meant, no, just as a general phrase, not hell or high water, being crucified, but he bought some land, he owns it legally, totally understand that, but he's going to have a manure management farm. Now, how can we justify having this hog confinement up in the same general area on X, and then he's going to have a manure management farm? Isn't that going to be getting us into some trouble there with the water flow, or not?
Are you calling this same hog site a manure management site, or are we talking 2 different sites?
2 different sites.
Where's the other site at?
That I'm not sure, because I was just reading the paper, this last Wednesday's paper, and I wasn't aware that this gentleman was going to be doing that. Because in one paragraph, they were talking about the hog confinement that wanted to come in, and then this other gentleman is talking about in the next paragraph, having this manure management. So is he gonna be
The
feeding?
manure
off-
management plan is required for any facility, any confinement type facility. It just describes where they're gonna be applying the manure, and it's not that it's all gonna be applied on that farm.
Okay,
They have to be allocated to so many acres.
They can only,
Okay.
depending on the size of the facility, it will describe how many acres they need to apply this on and at what rate or how much they need to apply per
Okay.
acre.
okay,
So, yeah, it's not gonna all go on that farm.
okay. I guess I figured they probably were tied into each other, you know, somehow there.
Every site has to have this.
Okay. I just was a little concerned if you have these 2 things going, that now we're in double trouble, you know, we're talking this water runoff into.
No, it's one thing.
It's just the one, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That's-
My ignorance is showing, I don't know how all that's all set up, I'm sorry.
As far as his manure management plan, his manure, just a quote from me, his manure management plan started when he circumvented this office. He did that purposely so he wouldn't have to come to the community to say he wanted to have that farm. That's what I personally think.
But
You
even
understand
though,
what I'm saying?
I understand what you're
That's
saying.
what he
understand.
did. He circumvented our county and our people and all the surrounding needs of this county, Pine Lake, That's when his manure management plan started.
Well, but actually, even if he would have had a couple more hogs to throw it over the limit, if he's met all of the distance requirements and
Of the
everything
matrix.
of the matrix, there's nothing we can do to
I-
stop it
I
anyway.
understand that, but I think he, yeah.
He probably
And
would
he
be
doesn't
able.
actually own the property, does he? Doesn't his grandmother?
Grandmother, yes.
Grandmother owns the property. One last thing. There was a house on that property. If there was asbestos in that home, would there have to be some responsibility then to make sure that it was disposed of properly? And are there papers to show that? There was a house on that property, I know, because I was on it. I don't recall if there was asbestos siding on it or not.
Is that where the hog site's going up?
Yes.
Or is the
It
house
is.
still standing on the other side of the property?
No, it's in the same spot, because I remember 2 years ago, it's across and just a little bit north of Schoenman's. There was a house there, and I don't recall if it was asbestos siding or not, but if there was, is there a requirement that for them to dispose of it in a certain manner, and have they done so?
I do know from the commercial side, they need to be tested and everything. I don't know about the private side.
Well, it's gonna be a commercial
For-
venture.
Well, I'm talking a business, county, yes, you need to have it
Well,
tested before you can have it
potential-
removed.
I don't know what potential runoff make any difference for the, our fishing and whatnot. But those are the two things that I just wanted to mention.
So that's another thing we could add to the letter
Yeah.
to ask about. Did you have any other questions? or-
Right, so I guess my other final question I really would be, so the DNR really is the person that, with my concerns that I should speak to.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking
They,
at
they
trying
have,
to
they
get
have all the
Pine Lake.
control on this.
Yeah, because I'm looking at trying to get Pine Lake, let's
And-
get that beach where we can use it, because you can't believe the irate, angry people this, towards the end of June, when this E. coli went up, and clear up until probably 2 weeks ago. Wow, and sitting there on my deck, and I'm watching these people go down there, and they've got 7 kids or 5 kids, these huge families going down, all laughing and jolly, and the little kids are trekking down there, and there's no warning at the top of the deal where it says beach through tunnel. And they go down there, and then they're coming back within 10 minutes, and they're hauling down their ice chest and all this, and they are irate. And I think that we sure, as a new Eldora resident, we really got ourselves in some trouble. They were some bitter arguments going on between the husband and wife. Well, you should have known this was not in the paper. Well, it's not on the internet. It's, gosh. And the
They should
kids-
maybe put a notice up at the top in
And
the
they
parking
should've.
area.
Yes, they should have.
And you understand that DNR manages the lake too?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did catch a little, one little DNR girls, and I asked her if she could get a copy of what was down there, the notice, and please put it up on that post so people would,
Yeah,
it would stop them right there, and they wouldn't waste their time going down.
right. Yeah,
I don't know if
I
she
agree.
ever did or not, I didn't go and look, but.
This hog site was proposed last year. It was passed
Last year,
October, December time.
oh my, so this,
This isn't, yeah, they were approved back last fall,
oh my.
or last
goodness.
winter.
Yeah, oh my, so.
How close is that, hog confinement to Pine Lake? I know it says
Well-
X Avenue, but that,
Not so much Pine Lake, ma'am, but it's within a quarter mile of Pine Creek, which flows into Pine Lake.
okay.
And I would say, from X Avenue, isn't it?
Yes.
X Avenue, where that property is just off of, it's within a quarter of a mile,
Oh, that close, okay.
quarter to half a mile.
Okay.
And they have distances from houses, from creeks that they have to stay away from. It did meet the requirements for that.
Okay, I just didn't know, I
And-
read in the paper it was on
Right,
X
yeah.
Avenue. but I
And
didn't know
also
it was-
by law, the DNR would have to abide by the law also by the distances. And if it fits within the distance, they would have to abide by that as well.
Now, do you know the DNR has regular
Move
meetings
your
or
mouse
not?
down.
I don't have an idea
I
though.
mean, I know that,
See that
I
fence
worked
line
for
below
Conference
you?
Nigeria and,
I think that corner's
I
where
was boss for
they're
3
going.
years, and I know they did, but I
Right
don't know
in
if,
here.
Okay,
because this
they
is a
do.
state park.
Well, that's what Dirk's
It's
bought.
different
Huh?
than what the county.
That's
Well, see, your
north
state
of
park's
Dirk's
a
spot.
different
This
branch
is-
of,
this is
there's so many
Sherman's right
branches
here.
of DNR.
Right.
That's what I mean, it's- I
You
knew
go
it was
north
different.
to that next.
So I wasn't sure how
No,
fence
they.
line.
no,
had
it's,
Yeah, I
they're
couldn't
digging
tell you. I
right
don't
here.
know.
I'll get hold of
They're
that.
digging right here within, if you go out, I went out there today, and Schumann is right here, and it's less than, you can't see it here. But where that arrow is in that area there. It's not any further than that.
Then they must not be digging for because Dirk's owns this property here. Norris has this here. It's this fence line, from my understanding, in this corner, because they're gonna take a few of those terraces out. Is that
Huh.
right?
Yes.
That's where I understand it on the process property.
So I didn't go that far.
It's on this side of that fence line, because Dirk's is the property owner here.
Huh.
And Norris has this piece here and then this pasture.
And Norris wanted to sell his
Google Maps
property
is separate parcel
and is not
maps,
gonna be
right?
able to now. There's some messings of that. I'll have to go out and look again, because I could have sworn it wasn't that far.
And then the house site that you were talking about, the one I remember is up on top of the hill, that's not even on the screen.
The existing
Over
house,
here?
Yes.
I'll have to go out there and look, because
it'd be in that corner south of Lincoln's and to the east. Is that where you're saying?
About
it
where
is?
that tree site,
Yeah,
trees are right there.
if you go left and then down a little bit.
oh,
Go down a
God.
little bit. Up
Right there.
there.
Yeah.
That's the
Right there,
house that I
yeah.
know of.
I'll go out there again, but I didn't think it was that far north. But they're out there digging.
And yes, they were approved. They have 1 year to do construction. And-
Quick question, Ron, you probably know the answer better than most with your science background. But the reason why Lower Pine Lake was closed to the beaches and stuff really wasn't it more bacteria from the geese or?
It could be, but the fecal bacteria can come from any type of a manure,
Okay.
waste product of animals or humans.
Because it's E. coli, isn't it?
E. coli,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that was
count way up
bacteria.
beyond, yeah.
Yeah, well, so that E. coli opens it up to.
Oh, sure it does, sure it does. But a lot of
Many,
the
many
people that
forms
live in-
of,
Yeah, a lot of the people in the neighborhood that I've moved into have been there for, 20 years and so. And they're telling me that, of course, that it's farmers runoff and from way up. One guy was caught actually dumping into it. He had a generator and he was actually dumping manure into the lake. And that was 4 years ago. And so, the conversations up there in the Pine Lake area get a little heated sometimes.
Well-
And the concern is that it's gonna ruin it. I mean, I'll be there till I die. And so I'm not looking at the value of my house going up or down. I don't care. It's just that the recreational value, and I'd like to see Eldora be able to promote itself as being a good place to bring your kids, bring your family. We're a good, healthy town. And we have all these facilities and we're just waiting for you to come, The businesses are gonna reap the rewards by them spending money, they can eat there, we're gonna have to get a laundromat somehow or other, and get that put in, because you have all these tubers that are there, and these campers, they don't have a laundry facility, they can bring it up here, oh, we're uptown, let's go spend. So the town is bound to reap the benefits of this, if we can just get the town promoted. So that's my concern, is that that may end up ruining the fishing, which my husband loved to do. That's one of the reasons he built here, is because the crappies and bluegills were great.
Daryl and I have been to more than a couple of meetings on the water quality issues and possible plans to improve that, but where this area is kind of behind the 8 ball, the watershed for the lakes is huge.
Is it?
Yeah, it's huge, and compared to other lakes, for the size of the lakes. The watershed is probably larger than it should be, but we've done well up to this point. It's
Right, it's
just,
just been, for absolute positive sure that I know of for a fact, the last 2 years. And it seems to hit about the middle of June, and then for the rest of the year, you can't go in. So I think the town is really shooting itself in our foot. I don't know what we can do to prevent it because I'm not that knowledgeable. But I think something has to be done. And my concern was that if this hog confinement goes in and it's close enough that the runoff can get into our streams and end up down here, why then we're in the same thing. And we're investing money and putting some beautiful cement steps down there so it's more accessible, easier for people to get up and down. And why spend that money if we're not going to be able to reap the rewards of being able to go down and enjoy it and spend our money here in the town? So I guess I don't know how to proceed next to get Eldora to stand up and roar and let everybody know that they're here and that what all we have available.
well,
We have great schools, we've got, everything's going for us.
well, we're planning on taking all of our concerns and passing them on to the department that,
Yeah, and I get a hold of Don Primus then.
yeah, yes.
I get a hold of him.
When do you plan to do that, Mayans?
We were planning, well, actually, we're in the process of right now.
Okay, so if I have time to do a letter a day or tomorrow.
Do it quickly.
Okay.
You better do it quickly.
All right. I was gonna write a letter to the editor, I made people.
I know
Okay.
Rick Dunn he's gotten letters also, and he just sent his to the DNR yesterday.
And he's been receiving letters on his own, so, and some of them are duplicates.
Sure.
We're gonna get together and put the stack of individual letters together and send them out again.
Do you guys have an estimate how many you've gotten or received? Just for the sake of
26.
50, 20?
Just for the sake of accuracy.
Okay.
So you guys, I'll let you guys count them here.
You know, just a close estimate. I don't want to say 100 if it was 10.
25,
26.
26?
So I was right, so you gotta send them in, get this knocked out.
So, and Rick probably received as many, if not more,
But some are duplicates.
probably.
So the 26 is just what you guys have received?
Yes.
not
Right.
Rick. So he's
Right.
probably gotten more.
Yep.
He's got additional
It sounded like
ones,
he had
yeah.
about 50.
Oh, really?
Really?
Well, that's what he said.
That's what
Wow.
he said. I don't know if he had 50 or not, but.
Yeah.
So that's our intent here, is to acknowledge that we have got them and we are gonna send them to the DNR, to let them to both departments of the DNR, who we worked in contact with the watershed and the one that also does the matrices, and I do need to
As
stay.
well as Don Primus.
Done, Primus.
And Dawn. And I do need to stand corrected, this animal site does not meet the requirements of a matrix. It's a small animal feeding operation, and I said that wrong a couple weeks ago. There is
So the
no
DNR
matrix.
was, they still have to get
They have
approval from
requirements
DNR.
for a small animal feeding operation, but it's not a matrix.
Okay.
The matrix is what would come across our desk.
Yeah, when it, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So do we
Yeah.
really need a motion on
Just
this or
one
not?
other thing, if he wants to put another one out there,
You would have to have the acres for the manure, you would have to meet all the requirements.
but
And
I mean, if he, okay, but I
You mean add to a building?
You know, if he wants to put another 2,499, and he has that other, it'd bypass you folks again, wouldn't it?
Every one of them will.
But, okay. Okay.
And it wouldn't matter if it was hogs, cattle, chickens. It's a small animal feeding operation. But in order for that to happen, they would have to have the acres for the manure, the restrictions to meet,
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
Yes, I would like that in a motion to have the board so that it
I'll make a
comes from the
motion
board.
to acknowledge the receipts of the letters and to take action of passing all this information on to the 3 departments of the DNR that we have discussed earlier.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
You bet, thank you.
And thanks for letting me get close. So I can-
Oh, not a problem.
No problem.
Open seat, take it. Next I have is Sheriff McDaniel regarding K-9 funding event on the courthouse square. I don't have any information on this. And
I can
don't
tell you
have-
what it is.
And I don't
Just-
have Dave here.
And this is just because I put it on the website as an announcement. They're having a fundraiser for the K-9 in the southeast corner. It's combined, I think, with the Ford dealership in Union. It's one of those, for every test drive that someone does, they donate money to the K-9. And I think they want to sell baked goods also. I think I saw something like a Goodwill offering for refreshments. So it's probably, they'll probably have to do a little bit of, there'll be people and probably a little bit of blocking off or using the actual grounds here for the refreshment side of things, I'm guessing.
So come drive a car and
Yep.
donate for the dog.
Yeah, and I think it's in the afternoon. I want to say it's
And a
like
couple
2
beers.
to.
I think,
it was lemonade.
actually,
I think lemonade
We'll
was just-
scratch that off the minutes.
It's on the website, and it's.
It's for a good cause.
And I want to say that it's from 2 to 6 or something like that.
and just to clarify, it's not that you donate to drive the car, it's that Ford will donate towards the K-9
Yep.
unit.
Oh,
If-
this is
if
the
you come drive
southwest
a
corner
car.
of the courthouse, but it really should be I would think it's the southeast, but
I would think it
I would think so
should be
too. I don't know if I
southeast.
typed it or if that's really what the flyer said. It could have been me. But anyway, south side of the courthouse, from 2 to 7.
On what day again?
Friday, this Friday.
This Friday.
Yep. For every eligible test drive, a Ford vehicle, the Ford Motor Company will donate $20 to Hardin County's Office K-9 unit. No purchase required. You must be 18 years old or older and have a valid driver's license to drive. There will be baked goods and drinks available for a Goodwill donation. I'm implying lemonade, I'm guessing. Or tea.
Iced tea, not Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on that? Hearing none of that, I can go to utility permits.
No utility permits today.
Secondary roads, they're muddy out there.
They are muddy. We went out, I think we had 5 or 6 guys go out this weekend moving trees and marking out power lines down, so. It's gonna be hot this week.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
hot.
A lot of trees down in Alden, Iowa Falls area, for sure.
Steamboat.
Steamboat.
Yeah.
Oh, from there, is there any other business? Hearing none, I can ask for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.